Yeah, let's start with your name and I'll tell where we're at.
Hi, thanks for having me here. I'm Sadaf.
So we're across the street from the Tribune Tower. So if you could just give a quick overview of who you are and why you guys are here.
Okay, I'm an Iranian woman. Alongside other Iranian women these days, we are protesting, marching, or having performance for raising the awareness about Iranian regime and women's situation in Iran. What Iranian regime does to generally people of Iran and also especially women. Like recently they attacked a couple of schools, especially uh, girls' schools, and attack with like chemicals, gases, and stuff like that, and poison them. That's why today's performance, my friends had masks on their faces.
I saw you guys were standing here. You were about a group of 10 people. Some of you were wearing gas masks. And I couldn't really tell exactly what the signs were saying, but one of them said, I can't breathe. Mm-hmm. So I imagine you're trying to appeal to a larger crowd to sort of see what's going on. And you are standing under a display of an American flag surrounded by two Ukrainian flags. So was that a coincidence, or was that something that was done purposefully?
No, it was purposely and actually symbolic about like can't breathe. It's because of the recent chemical attacks, and also generally we can't breathe because of the government, and also about Ukrainian flag. We are in many ways in similar situations. I mean, we have differences, like they are fighting against invaders, foreign invaders, which is Russia, but we fighting against inside invaders, which is our regime. But yeah, we are in kind of similar positions, and our heart is with Ukrainian people, and we are sorry for this situation.
So you're happy to do this in a place where perhaps people are going to connect and associate the two, and hopefully you hope to get the same attention just like the Ukrainians are getting for your purpose.
Exactly, that's right. We empathize with, like with Ukrainian, or even from past, like from other races, what happened to them, from like our Afro brothers and sisters, to like Jewish people, or Palestinian people. All of them, we can sympathize and empathize with them.
So to a larger American audience who might associate the situation in Iran with perhaps the things that happened over the last few decades with the Iran deal, and earlier than that, the overthrowing of the Shah in the late 70s, most people in America would probably be somewhat surprised to hear that there's a large movement in Iran that not only does not share Iran's views on America and its allies, but actually wants America to help, not maybe overthrow, but to push for democracy, and wants to become allies with all of these countries that the current Iranian regime doesn't like.
The current Iranian regime, of course, doesn't like this situation if foreign policies go against them, because it will isolate them and weaken them. This is what we as people of Iran really want to. We don't want like helping us with armies and stuff like that, or like attacking Iran, or even government or wars and stuff like that. We just want support, and by support I mean that just isolating Iran's regime, like not doing business with them, and putting specific sanctions on Sepah-Pasdaran, especially. I mean, it is on progress, and also Iran regime, instead of people of Iran, and also foreign countries can help Iranian people with internet, because we have internet connection issues in Iran. Maybe they can help us with that. These are the things that we are expecting from foreign countries. And about like the previous revolution was really tricky because people of Iran, that generation, been tired of Shah dictatorship. I mean, obviously that dictatorship and regime still was better than current dictatorship, but they were tired of that. And then when Khomeini came, he was like, I wouldn't like become supreme leader or get into politics and stuff like that. I would just lead the revolution. And it wasn't like that. When revolution happened and Shah left Iran, he was the supreme leader, and everything changed. And after that, we had a lot of marches and protests in Iran. People of Iran, they were like, okay, we want a revolution, but we didn't want such a Islamic republic. And it's not also a real republic. It's not a republic. It's just a name, but it's Islamic.
And you do have a situation where you have, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in Iran you do have a spiritual leader, and then you have a president. How do you feel about the fact that you do? Some people would say you do have an election, you do have government changing. So how does that work? Do you think that maybe it's all for show? It's not real democracy. It's just people sort of working with each other to make it look like democracy.
Well, it is a big show. Yeah, we have a spiritual leader, which call him a supreme leader, and then we have a president. It's like America. Yeah, we have like 4 elections for presidencies each 4 years, but it's a big show. And as I said, like, okay, it's Islamic Republic, but is it republic? No, it's not. It's just Islamic dictatorship, right? And about the like mandatory hijab, it's like, okay, there are some people that want to have hijab, and there are some people, I mean, many people, especially the new generation, they don't want to have hijab, and they are fighting for this thing, mandatory hijab, and also other things about like equality and human rights and women's rights.
How many people would you say, out of percentage-wise, out of the entire Iranian population in general, how many people do you think agree with what you're saying and actually want a new democratic government for Iran?
Okay, it's easy to know. I would say majority. And
how much do you think, an estimate, percentage-wise?
In percentage, I would say 80-90% of people at least. It's only like people in government or working in the government, and they have relationship with government that want to keep it. And even it's not all of them, maybe some of them are just they changing their mind. But the thing is, considering that the new generation especially, they born and raised with social media and technology. They want a new life, a modern life. And more than, I guess, about like 70-80% of Iranian population right now consists of generation people under the age 30. So this is a majority.
30?
Yeah, 30.
Right. And when, with regards to the U.S. in particular and the international community, you're saying that you want a peaceful transaction to democracy. You don't want the U.S. or any of its allies to actually attack Iran or try to overthrow the regime violently. You actually want a transition of power that is peaceful.
Right. I guess most of us hope for the peaceful transition, but we know that it would be because the regime wouldn't just leave the country and say, okay, you have it, you win. But we don't want other countries to attack our country. Just don't do business with this regime, please. Just stop doing that.
And what happens, do you think, if things get worse and it becomes just like what happens to Russia, for example, when you put a lot of sanctions on them and then they just become more isolated? What do you think is the best thing to do if that happens?
Okay, in Facade they became more isolated, but I mean, isn't Trump he would do business with Russia, right? There are Americans do business with Russia, and I'm even talking about Trump before presidency. he had like buildings there and business there, and like many other countries around the world. It's just something in a facade. It's not like real isolation. In a facade, they are like, okay, this regime is dictatorship, and they are terrorists, they are demons, and they do business with them, which is just very bad for my nation and for my people.
Well, I see that we don't have much time, but I want to thank you very much, and I hope you, I wish you a lot of luck with what you're trying to do, and thank you for this.
I appreciate that, and I'm happy that I had that chance to raise awareness about Iran's situation. Thank you.